welcome to the year 1954. Lincoln School is a grade school for the black children here in Kirksville. Currently, we have 9 children enrolled, ages 6 through 14, 1st through 8th grade. The black children who want to go to high school go down to Macon, and the Kirksville School District pays tuition to the Macon School District. Our school's been around since 1874, and our first teacher was Mrs. A.D. Rising. Our building was built in 1877 and was enlarged in 1890. Our current location is 907 South Wabash Street, and it's a 2-story red brick structure built in about 1914. Now, I'm usually not here in the evenings, but I have some exciting news to tell our students. You see, I'm pondering how to tell them. Usually in the morning, the children come in and we say the Pledge of Allegiance, and then I take the younger ones and teach reading, and the older children practice their penmanship. I think I'll tell them after the pledge tomorrow morning. I'm pondering how to tell them they'll all be going to different schools next year. I think I can practice my speech on you fine folks, if you wouldn't mind so much. I want to start by telling a story about little Miss Linda Brown. You see, little Miss Linda Brown, 3 years ago in 1951, was 8 years old, a 3rd grader, who had to walk, who instead of going to the school that was 7 blocks away from her house, had to walk 6 blocks to a bus stop, catch a bus, and go for about a mile to the nearest school, Monroe Elementary, which was a black school. Now, the case of Brown versus the Board of Education in Topeka, Kansas, went all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. And do you know that 9 Supreme Court justices decided that the doctrine of separate but equal had no place in our public education system? The real beautiful thing about this is that our Board of Education here in Kirksville decided, after the law was passed, to implement it right away. And so Dr. O. Wayne Phillips, who was the superintendent of schools then, went to Clyde Sr.'s house to get some advice on how to implement our schools into the white schools here. And Dr. Phillips went to Mr. Johnson's living room to talk about the matters, and he asked Mr. Johnson, he said, "Mr. Johnson, how quickly should we integrate the kids in the school there to the white schools?" And Mr. Johnson said, "Right away." And so my speech will continue like this. Some of you will be going to Washington Elementary School, and some of you will be going to Benton Elementary School. Now, Clyde, you'll be starting high school. I try to tell the kids about the famous people who've come from Lincoln Elementary. Any of you remember Doris Akers?
Yes.
Doris Akers is a famous gospel composer who moved all the way to Los Angeles, and she's all on, all the famous gospel things that are going on out there, and she sings with the Sally Martin Singers. Now tell the kids, you boys and girls can do anything you dream of. Clyde here wants to go to college, and I think he will. I think he will graduate from Kirksville High School and to go on and attend and graduate the Teachers College here in town. Now maybe one day, who knows, this is just taking a wild shot out there, there may even be a president that has black skin like we do. Now I know, this stuff never happens, but you just never know. You can dream big. Now I tell my students to keep dreaming and keep striving and studying, and you guys can accomplish your dreams. Dreams do come true. For instance, going to the schools with some of your white friends. Well, I think I know I'm going to tell my students in the morning. Thank you folks for letting me practice my speech. You folks have a great evening.
Thank you. What is your character's name again?
My character doesn't have a name. So, I was yet to be named.
I thought maybe you knew it.
No, I don't think there was a male teacher.